Hello and greetings to a session I am calling Chakra-lates. Sounds delicious, doesn't it? I know. It is about some, not all of our chakras, mostly the lower chakras, the root chakra, the sacral chakra, and the solar plexus chakra will be our focus. If you're feeling fancy, you might want to light some incense for this special session. I do love myself a coil sandalwood incense. And of course, you'll need a mat, perhaps a towel, perhaps some water, and you're pretty much good to go. We will be starting with a seated position that is comfortable to you, and we'll be focusing on our breath. So sitting, if you can, in a cross-legged pose, like a lotus pose or a half lotus or a distant relative of the lotus, we're going to tune into a little bit of mindfulness and focusing on our breath to do that. So bringing your attention to your inhale and your exhale. Just noticing your natural breath, the natural rhythm of the breath without changing it. And then bringing a little deeper concentration into some lateral breathing, which is from the world of Pilates, bringing your hands on your side rib cage. See if you can feel how your inhale expands your ribs and your exhale contracts your ribs in. And just noticing without judging. And then let's bring one hand to our heart and one hand to our abdomen and feel how the breath affects these areas. Do you feel the breath in throughout the chest? Do you feel the breath deeper into the belly? And then both hands on the lower abdomen. Let's try to drop the breath down a little lower, a little deeper, a little fuller. Breathe into the palms. And as you breathe out, perhaps you feel the breath exiting and the palms drawing in just a little. Keeping this breath awareness, we'll add a little bit of coordination as we lift the arms. We'll inhale. And exhale, we'll lower the arms down. And starting in this position, we feel the sitting bones dropping down, the space in between the pelvic floor, participating where it can. So maybe it activates as you exhale, ever so slightly. Feeling grounded in that connection to the earth, and that is aligning with our root chakra, our very lowest, one of our very lowest chakras that keeps us connected to the ground, to the earth, makes us feel safe and secure, and supports us throughout our movements, our motions, our life motions. Opening those arms into a nice, confident V shape. We'll stack one arm on top of the other, and we'll start to twist, starting to stimulate through our sacral chakra, our solar plexus chakra, from the navel through that belly button area and lower down into our pelvic floor. And just switching the arm that's on top, switching the leg that's in front, and continuing to twist, to breathe, to become centered and calm. Bringing those arms out in front, we'll let them connect with the earth as we look forward. And just slowly contemplate this forward fold over the legs. Breathing, taking it step by step, walking it out. keeping the breath smooth, rhythmic, deep, full. As we put a little pressure into this lower abdomen, our sacral chakra awakens, and this is responsible for our creativity, our expressiveness, our sexuality, our sensuality, and our emotions. So bringing that into a little bit further balance, we're going to move into a lunge now. I'm just using a towel under my back knee for a little bit of cushioning support. And then inhale those arms up and exhale. Let's breathe into this lunge. So we'll keep it activated through the breath work. Inhaling up. Let's think about posture, length. Let's think about the lift from right behind that navel area towards the spine. And then reach the arms forward and let's twist towards that front knee. So the front knee points forward as it bends. And then we're going to exhale and open that same side arm, looking behind and bringing it forward about 4 times. And then reaching both arms up, looking up to the sky, and then bring the arms down to the ground. And let's slowly transition to the second side. Inhale, bringing the other foot forward. Knee on top of ankle, toes positioned forward, hands lightly on top of that knee. Let the sacrum drop. Let the pelvis drop. And let's move with the breath. We're going to inhale those arms up. Exhale, lowering down. Let's really create some energy, reaching into the fingertips, widening the arms to the side as they lower. Really purposeful, intentional with our movements. And then bringing those arms in front, palms facing in. We're going to open that arm so we're twisting into or towards the front leg. And then bring it right back to the center. Exhale, twist and draw those abdominals in. Stimulate through those lower chakras. Little pelvic floor activation, low abdominal activation. Torso rotation. And then stretch the arms up to the ceiling. Try to find your balance. Push down into that front foot and bring the arms down. And then let's slowly curl the back toes into the ground, lifting the back knee. We're going to transition into a low squat. Really significant for our root chakra. So hands not on the knees, a little higher up the thighs. Let's really drop the pelvic floor down as we bend the knees. And I'm just doing a little sort of side to side shifting of the weight, bringing one shoulder forward and allowing that move to twist the trunk of the body, looking up and over the opposite shoulder. And switch. Get a great stretch across the thighs, hips, back, low back. To the center, we're in quite a deep external rotation, toes and knees turned out. See if the elbows can come down to that inner thigh area, pressing the knees even wider as we dip down even lower to the earth. And then come up higher with the palms facing up to the ceiling and the index and thumb finger touching into a little mudra, hand yoga position. Stretch the arms longer and let's rotate again. Twisting to the side, looking into that new perspective. Twisting to the other side. Allowing that solar plexus third chakra to enliven and invigorate. The solar plexus chakra is known for confidence building, enhancing our assertive go energy, being great decision makers, getting in tune with our inner wisdom, our personal power, and our sense of self and belonging. Drop the hands down to the mat. Let's try to come even lower, so more bend in the knees if you can, and pull the palms together. Let the thumbs press in towards the heart center as you lift the chest and look forward. Allow the hips to drop. Allow your energy to drop. And looking to one side, looking to the other. Breathe in. Breathe into this newfound energy, this new connection to the world, to the earth, to yourself, to your body. And then let's twist back the same way we came and step back into downward dog. Long arms, stretch out those legs, anchor the heels downwards. Reach the chest towards the shins, and let's lift one leg up and super long lengthening on the way down, like somebody is pulling your leg out and away from your hip as it lowers. Very conscious effort. Very intentional placement. Cross that leg over the other and point that sacrum up to the sky, nice and high. Breath in. Breathe into that navel, lower abs, pelvic floor, and exhale. Come back and establish your down dog. And leg number 2, let's point the toes and lift. Really reach and stretch without arching the back, and then lengthen it down to the earth. About 4 times. And then take that leg and cross it over the supporting leg. And then just let the toes melt into the ground. Get a stretch to the ankle. Lots of work here in the shoulders as we press the hips up. Constant breath focus. Constant nurturing of our energy. Let's pop heels up and bend knees down until they hover 1 inch from the mat. And let's hold this knee hovering plank. Draw in belly button. Tighten up lower tummy. And then resting all the way down. Great. Stretch those legs out in front of you. Come into a seated position. Legs together, feet flexed, and exhale to round back off your sitting bones. So you will feel a nice stretch in the low back. However, this is not where we want you to be for our next move. But it's good to go to that place and then to feel what it's like to be the opposite, arching the spine, looking up. And I want you to be a little bit more in the arch, looking forward, right up on top of those sitting bones, but then draw the abs in, pull the ribs in to the spine, and then take that really controlled twist. Less is more. Less movement is more core. So just focus on that midsection, waistline, trunk of the body, ribs, twist, 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 and then return to the center. It's the midsection that moves the upper body, not the other way around. The legs stay out of it. They stabilize and resist the motion, just like the hips and pelvis. 4 times each side. Turn the palms up and inhale. Get taller, longer. As you inhale up and exhale, fold overhead. Feel a little bit of pressure in the lower abdomen, sacral chakra. Pressing into the upper thighs. Breathe in to that sensation. Press down the pelvic floor into the floor. Get connected, get grounded. And with your next inhale, let's release and come up and out of that forward bend. And now we're going to put a little bit more pressure into the sacrum as we round back and float the feet, the legs, the toes away from the floor up into tabletop. Legs together. Continue to hold on to those hamstrings if you like. Option 2, reaching the arms forward. Option 3, also stretching the legs straight into this V, sit, balance, or boat pose. Find a focus point. And if you want to add extra challenge, we're going to slice the arms apart as you maintain your balance in boat. Inhale, arms back to the center, and exhale, tabletop. And finally, placing feet down, hip width apart onto the mat. Make sure you have a little space behind you. I'm going to use a towel just 1 inch behind me, and this is going to allow some feedback as my sacrum presses, makes contact into that towel or pillow or whatever you have, or nothing at all, or just your mat. And then coming up, sitting tall. Exhale, the abs pull in, the sacrum makes contact, and then you come right up tall and neutral. Stimulating sacral solar plexus chakra, inhaling up. And if you want a little bit more challenge, let's bend the elbows and touch the fingertips together so arms are closer to our body as opposed to straightening and helping. Legs try to stay as still as you can. And then this last time, we'll reach the arms forward and slowly, slowly tucking tail, rolling through sacrum, low back, middle back, upper spine, and finally stretching arms and legs out into total body stretch. A little leg shake, a little leg rocking. Hands behind the head now. And let's bring those legs up into tabletop. So we're going to flex the abdomen, which is quite a good sacral solar plexus stimulator. And we're going to twist to the side, straightening the opposite leg, and then switch. So we're going to do a little crisscross action here, extending one leg and twisting to that top knee. Let's pick up the tempo for 8, feeling how your sacrum stays connected to the earth and your breath fuels the body. And bring it back to the center, those tabletop legs. And then resting the head down. Just hold on to the knees nice and close to the chest, and we'll rock across the sacrum side to side. See if we can add a few Kegels. If you don't know what a Kegel is, it is very, very, very mucho beneficial to Google, Kegel, Kegel. It is pelvic floor activation. And as you exhale, I want you to tighten those muscles between the sitting bones as much as you can, and release and then re-engage as we move into a frog position here. Heels together, external rotation. I'm going to keep the head down, spine neutral, and exhale. Press the legs straight. Inhale, bend. option to reach the arms overhead and add an ab curl for 4 more. As the legs straighten, we flex up. And let's stay here at the top. Point the toes, separate the legs, and do some gentle clicking of the heels 8 times. Click, 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 click. And bring it in for a butterfly stretch. The soles of the feet together, the knees wide apart. Let's rock again across the sacrum, side to side. Inhale, exhale. Hold under the legs, and we're going to roll forward and back, rolling like a ball. I'm just going to put a little cushioning behind me here for a little extra padding on the spine. And if you can, see if the toes can float at the top instead of touching down. There we go. And let's try the butterfly version. The feet together, holding around the ankles and rolling back and finding a little moment of a balance at the top. Keep a curve in the spine. Hold the balance at the top. And then place those feet down and let's visit a butterfly pose, including the cat and cow. Holding the ankles or the shins, we're going to round back like the cat, and then we're going to arch forward like the cow. Exhale back, drop the chin. Inhale forward, lift the collarbone, the chin, the gaze. Couple more times. Bringing that pressure into the hips, the pelvis, the sacrum, the pelvic floor, the kegels, the navel, all that energy. And then let's draw the elbows into the inner thighs as we fold forward over these butterfly legs, inhaling, breathing in, maybe looking side to side. And then coming on up. We're going to come down onto our front body. Legs are mat width apart, but I'm keeping the legs neutral. We're going to do a little tricep activator here and just bringing the pelvis to drop forward, the sacrum to drop forward, the hip bones, the pubic bone down. So elbows under the shoulders, and as you exhale up into swan, let's try to lift those elbows away from the floor. Increasing our spinal extension, increasing the energy circulation into our lower chakras. Exhale to press up, perhaps walking the hands another inch closer. And then option to add the lift of a leg as we drop the elbows down. Pressing up, and I'm just looking over the shoulder at the lifting leg, and then to the center as we press up, lowering down, lift the leg and look. And then just press straight up through the center, looking up, feel that lovely spinal extension, that arc through the spinal column, the look from side to side and forward, and lowering down through the center. Tuck the toes and pull the navel up and away from the floor. Straighten the legs and find your elbow plank. Lots of strength required in your midsection here. So let's tighten the tummy to lift the hips even more and drop it down to plank. Just 1 inch or 1 inch up, 1 inch down, maybe 2 inches up, 2 inches down. Not a very big motion. And then bring the knees together as close as you can. And then sit back to the heels. So really stimulating that pelvic floor root chakra, letting the spine round over the legs. And then walking the arms to the side, breathing into the side body, the shoulders, the lats. It's a little bit difficult to breathe here, but that's part of it. Try to really emphasize and enhance your inhale so you feel how that breath really affects your lower chakras, the energy that you have in the lower body, the lower spinal column. Bring it back to center once you've stretched to both sides. And stay here for as long as you like, perhaps bringing the arms halfway in or down by the side, or however you'd like to hold your shell shape. Stay with your breath, stay with your energy, stay with your emotions. Stay with this new perception, this new grounded, connected, secure space. Slowly rolling up, if you can stay on your knees here, sitting into your heels. Bring the palms together, thumbs into the sternum, and stay for a happy moment, a positive thought, some good vibration creation. Bring the feet down and finish with just a little grounded chair pose before coming all the way up and circling back and down into your strong focus mountain pose. You are graceful and steady like a mountain because you're the best and you rock. Good job, everybody.